Yeah, the album starts off with a piece called The Abbot's Hymn, and the title comes from the time I spent with John Renbourn. I toured with him for a couple of years, from around about 2000 to 2002, 3. And one of the dates was in a place called Norfolk on the east side of England. And after the show, I remember John got introduced to a local real ale called Abbot. So his name stuck. For some reason I got called the Kid, but anyway, I decided to dedicate this piece to him. It kind of starts up here and it's got a hymnal quality, I hope. Pretty gentle start to the record. There are probably two sources of inspiration behind this piece. The first one is, without doubt, Lightning Hopkins. I just love all that kind of stuff. And another influence is a younger American player. He's an electric slide player called Derek Trucks. And he's got some really beautiful stuff happening, and I tried to put a few of those slides in there too. I played a slightly larger guitar made by the same guy, Ralph Bown, and John Williams was my duo partner on the recording, playing his classical guitar. It's based on the medieval tale of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and essentially Sir Gawain enters King Arthur's court, and he looks around him and says, any of you, do you accept the challenge of cutting off my head? But there's one condition, and that is that a year later I'm allowed to cut off yours. The journey in this 5-part suite starts off with a prelude, something like probably more Renaissance in flavour. And the second part is called Bertilax, a short jig, and the third part is a song. It's in drop D for me on this bit, and I start off like this. And then John Williams comes in. And the fifth part is the Green Knight, and Sir Gawain has entered the chapel, and goes a bit like this. When I was visiting Gordon Giltrap, I always saw this amazing baritone guitar in the corner, and I tried it one time and I just fell in love with it right away. I didn't tell him that, but every time I went round, they said, "Oh, can I have a go at that baritone?" I said, "Oh, there you go, Clive." It's almost got to the stage. "Hi, Gordon, how you doing?" He says, "There it is." Anyway, for my birthday last year, he gave it to me. It's this one right here, and I thought the sound of this guitar suited the Prince's Waltz pretty well. Let me show it to you. Just listen to that thing. It's a really unusual sound, works great for the waltz. There's a really delicate piece on the album called Lady of the Valley. It's very quiet, kind of introspective, and I tried to create that image through the speakers by bringing the microphones really close up to the guitar, so that you can hear all the finger picking noise and a little bit of left hand noise as well. This is a Fylde guitar made by a guy called Roger Bucknell up in Penrith. It's a pretty crazy piece, this one. Kind of sounds like a... so on. In actual fact, he says hello at one point in the piece. You can hear it here, and then... So in A Winter Carol, there are two voices. The first is that of a young person, and it's their perspective of the winter season. Kind of kept it happy and jolly up here with lots of harmonics and things. The other theme or voice is that of an older person, and it's their perspective of the winter season depicted on the lower three strings of the guitar. That may only last, say, 26 bars or something, and kind of like the Britain there, what I did is I stretched out the slower second voice so it was the same length of time as the faster upper voice. So it kind of worked on paper, but then it took quite a while to practice. Let me give you an example. So here it is, and then... 12th Moon. That took a long time to write. It started out as a 2.5 to 3 minute kind of radio friendly piece. It summarises all sorts of things that happened over a period of 11 moons. Yeah, it's probably about 5.5 minutes long. It's no longer radio friendly, but who cares? The Furthest Tree has been quite a journey for me. I have a strong connection with every piece on it, and I hope that each piece has an individual quality to it. The pieces are all for solo guitar, apart from the Renaissance Suite, and I'm really thankful to John Williams for playing the other part for me. And there are lots of other people there who listens, and I probably bore to death as well. You know, do you like this version? Do you like that version? How about this and that? But I'm very glad it's done. It was a really wonderful experience, a joy to make, and I hope that translates through for people, and I really hope they enjoy the album.